All right, this is a Lakhimpur Kheri violence case. Main accused Ashish Mishra, son of Minister of State for Home Affairs, who was arrested last week, has been taken to the scene of crime where the farmers were mowed down by his convoy. That's the allegation. That scene of crime is in Tikunia. It's about a kilometer, about an hour and a half drive from the main Lakhimpur, city town, and that's where he has been taken. This is very close to his own village of Banvirpur, about 3 to 4 kilometers away from his own village is the scene of crime. The Fortuner, which was burnt down, the Thar, which was burned down, those are still lying at the scene of the crime. Pranshu Mishra with me. Pranshu, too late, UP police now taking Ashish Mishra to the crime spot. What exactly do they want him to clarify?
Well, they are trying to recreate the entire sequence and the entire crime scene. Now, this is the last day when Ashish Mishra is in the police remand. He was given a 3-day remand, which started from 12th October. It will end today evening. So this is the last day when they take Ashish Mishra. Then this visit to the crime scene comes after a lot of cross questioning and interrogation that has been done along with Ashish Mishra. The important thing is that two people have emerged as the prime suspect. One, Ashish Mishra, and the second, of course, is business associate Ankit Das, who was arrested as late as yesterday. Now, both of them, along with two other accused, they have been brought to crime scene. So what I think authorities want to do is they want to, further cross-check and substantiate on the ground the statements that were made by Ashish Mishra. Now, the Ashish Mishra and Ankit Das being on the ground, they can actually, they can ask them what was the particular location, where they were. This was the spot of accident, so where was their location? So different details which could be very essential as far as the entire collection of evidences in this case are concerned. That's the reason why authorities, the SIT officers and the SIT people, along with all these accused, they have reached the crime scene. We'll have to see what sort of findings they are actually that they are able to obtain by taking these accused on the crime scene almost after 10 or 11 days since this incident took place. Took place on 3rd of October, and today is 14. So almost 11 days after this incident, the accused have been finally taken to crime scene for a recreation of that particular sequence of events.
Right, and that's exactly what I was about to ask you, Pranshu. As we see these pictures that you have sent to us of the accused being taken to the crime scene, too late, too little in the day, because when I was also visiting the spot, there was hardly anything done to ensure that the crime scene was preserved. Crucial evidence could have been lost by now. A little too late that this recreation is being done?
Yes, it's late. I mean, it doesn't actually happen so late in the cases of crime because the spot, preserving the spot, that remains of the topmost priority, which unfortunately was not done in case. But what authorities are telling us, let's see, more than the crime scene, particular crime scene, the other important aspect is the differences or the dichotomy between the statements of the accused and their locations being established by the surveillance mechanism. So all those equations are being also taken in mind. The reason why they have gone on the spot is, I think, by being on the spot, they can actually confront the accused more with the facts they have been sharing in the interrogation. So it often, becomes possible that the accused says something during the course of interrogation in a closed room, and he differs in that statement when he actually goes on the spot. So I think that can also be the purpose to actually take these accused on the crime scene.
Since Ashish Mishra has insisted that he was not present at the scene of crime, that he was in his village of Banvirpur, which is, I think, just about 4 kilometers from this spot, the visuals of which are on our scene, is there a possibility that he'll be taken to his village, to that spot where the dangal was on?
Well, officially it has not been communicated, but yes, that possibility remains very strong because as per Ashish Mishra, his location was in Banvirpur, which is almost, you rightly said, or around 4 kilometers from the crime scene. So that is a possibility. He might be taken there. We are seeing in this footage that a lot of central forces, the Rapid Action Force has also been deployed there to ensure that nothing untoward happen. But the important point is that the UP police could only get 3-day custody of Ashish Mishra, and on the 3rd day, that is the last day today, they want to take him to the crime scene and try to recreate what has actually might happen. The other important significance which I feel is that, just in a course of days from now, the UP police has to appear again before the Supreme Court and has to give all the details of interrogation, investigation it has done so far. So I think in that context also they want to, ensure that every aspect which could be the part of investigation has been done, and that's what they also want to inform the Supreme Court. So once they go to Supreme Court, they don't want to listen that why, the crime scene was not visited, why the recreation was not done. So that could also be one reason why, despite being so late in the day, they at least is going to the crime scene today.
But, is there any source-based information? Is Uttar Pradesh police any close to that crucial question's answer? Was Ashish Mishra in those vehicles at that crime scene at that time on the 3rd of October?
Well, see, so far there is no input that has been shared by the SIT. They know it's the Supreme Court is monitoring the developments, and therefore they are very tightly as far as sharing the details is concerned. But one thing which has been shared and which the officers have been saying, that there have been several lapses as far as the theory given by Ashish Mishra initially was concerned. So I think the interrogation has not been going very smooth for Ashish Mishra. There are several contradictions, and he has not been very satisfactorily able to prove his point that he was actually not in one of the cars in the cavalcade. So whether he was not in the cavalcade or not, final answer is not known to us. But what we can tell our viewers at the moment is that his arguments have not been satisfactory. And so also goes for Ankit Das. And therefore the suspicion of needle is still very strong as far as Ashish Mishra's role is concerned. So I think that gives you a very clear, gives you a certain degree of clarity as to in what direction the interrogation is going on. And I think at the moment, the needle is more tilted against Ashish Mishra as far all his arguments of innocence not being on the spot was concerned.
Pranshu, I was speaking to the defense camp. Ashish Mishra's defense team has actually prepared a full timeline using various videos sourced from the official photographer at that Dangal event, sourced from CCTV in a few localities on that road, and also from mobile phones of those who had attended the event. They argue that between 2:30 and 3:30, that crucial 1 hour period, Ashish Mishra was at Banvirpur and not at the scene of the crime. Is mobile video footage from that area the crux of the SIT's investigation as well? Will that finally decide what is the truth?
Well, see, it's a very sensitive case and also a very complicated investigation. You are absolutely right. Defense will have all its arguments. The point here is that, see, Ashish Mishra is a murder accused. He's also been charged about criminal conspiracy and direct charge of 302. So what is going to happen, I think, is that SIT will take its time. The investigating team has at least minimum of 9 days to file a charge sheet. So ultimately, if they feel that there is no sufficient or valid charges grounds to book Ashish Mishra for the murder charge, if his innocence is being proved, I think the real reflection of that will be seen only once the charge sheet is filed in the competent court. And only in that case, you can see dilution of 302 or maybe no dilution of the 302 charge. So I think at this stage, to go by what the Ashish Mishra's defense lawyers are saying, they have a right, will say that. But what we can tell our viewers is the SIT team clearly has ample reasons to doubt the argument is being given by the defense side. Are they convinced by the defense side or not, or they find evidence against Ashish Mishra? I think that is going to be a long wait and will be reflected only once the charge sheet in the courts are filed.
Right, Pranshu Mishra, thank you so much for joining us and giving us details of that story at the Lakhimpur site where the incident happened. Police has taken the main accused. Investigations are on. You can read more details also on our website news18.com.